Hello my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. For those that are new, my name is Nelly. Today we're going to talk about signs that shows that you've outgrown a person, whether it's someone that you're in a relationship with, a friend, or even a work colleague. These are the signs that I'm going to share with you that shows that you've outgrown. These signs are when you feel totally drained when someone comes to visit you or when that person comes to visit you. I remember once before COVID, I had this friend that each time she comes to visit me, I would be totally drained and exhausted. I didn't realize that I was saying it out loud because one day my daughter was playing. She came running and said, "Mommy, your friend is outside." I asked her, "Which friend?" She says, "No, that friend that exhausts you all the time when she comes to visit." I mean, that was the day I stopped saying things out loud in front of children. Can you imagine if she was following you? You know, kids, they say it as it is. Whatever that you say, they'll say it as it is. They don't sugarcoat anything. From that day, I watch my words, the things that I say in front of the kids, and you should do that as well. This is how you will notice that you're beginning to outgrow this person. But sometimes there's just people that will just exhaust you. But I realized that I don't need this person in my life. A person that is going to exhaust me whenever she comes to visit me. In no time, she stopped coming to my place, which it was okay. The next point that you will see that you've outgrown someone is you always the one making the relationship work. This could be a friendship or even a relationship. You're always doing the planning and they are just not doing anything. Eventually, this will become exhausting when you realize this is a one-way relationship. You are the driver and you are the passenger as well, driving this vehicle, and they are just sitting and doing nothing about it. Meaning that this is a one-way relationship. And the next point is when you feel like you're no longer enjoying their company. The things they say, they do, you're just no longer enjoying anything. The jokes that they used to crack, they're no longer funny. Then you will know that this person, you've outgrown them. There are times when they're friends that you realize that you've got nothing in common anymore. Whatever that you used to enjoy, you no longer enjoy it. Especially at times when you're no longer equally yoked. There are things that they do that you are no longer doing, which you feel like you don't want to do them anymore. You don't want to entertain their gossip. You don't want to entertain the things that they do. Then you realize that you've outgrown that person or those people. Even if you are quiet, you're not saying anything. You are entertaining them. You are hanging around with them. You are just like them. There's no difference. So when the Holy Spirit starts converting you that this is wrong, you shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't hang out with those people, then you know that this is a time when you need to go separate ways. You've outgrown that person or those people. Sometimes it could be a relationship as well, where you used to have sex with this person that you're in a relationship with, and the Holy Spirit convicts you. When you do mention to them that it's wrong, the Holy Spirit is always convicting you each time you do it, and they don't like it, then maybe it's time to go separate ways. Because you'll end up doing something that you don't want to do, that you no longer want to do. You want to wait until you get married, but this person doesn't want to wait. So basically it means that you need to go separate ways. This is another point where you start moving. You start realizing that you're moving towards different directions. Whatever you like, he does not like. Whatever he likes, you don't like. This happens most of the time when it comes to relationships. When you're asking your partner, where do you want to see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you think this relationship is going? And he tells you, I don't have an idea. I don't think it's going to go anywhere because I don't want to have children or get married. Or maybe there's a certain business idea that you want to do, that your partner thinks, I don't want to marry someone that is doing that kind of a business. I want my wife to stay home while you want to run a business. Or maybe it's just friendship. You're suddenly feeling wiser, and the things that you used to do with your friends, you don't entertain them anymore. Maybe this could be a childhood friend, or maybe someone that you went to university with. You do not have the same vision anymore. I'm not saying when it comes to friends, you should have the same vision, but sometimes you should choose friends that are going to even make you a better person. Friends that you're going to come up with ideas, friends that are going to tell you that no, you should go this route rather than that route. Not friends that are going to be relying on men for a source of income. Rather hang out with friends that are going to make you a better person. Because sometimes those friends that you had before, you can't relate to them anymore. This is when you know that you've outgrown this person. Your way of thinking is now different. Sometimes it's those people or those friends that just don't want to change, that don't want to explore to change. The world that you are living in changes every day. And if you want to remain in your old ways, you never know what's going on with the world because you're still caught up in your old ways. They're just those people that don't want to explore things. Find yourself married and your husband is improving himself, taking up a new course, doing something new, learning about new things, and you're just not doing that. When your husband is improving himself, you improve yourself as well. Don't remain on your old ways. If you feel like you don't want to go to school, learn something new online. There's so many things that you can learn online. Things that maybe you can discuss about. Not everyone is academic. Some people are creative. Whatever that he knows, you may not know. Whatever that you know, he may not know. That is why God brought you together. Or maybe that is why God brought those friends around you, so that they can be a pillar for you to achieve. A friend of mine always told me that when you are choosing friends, select your friends carefully. At least in your friend group, you should have a doctor or a lawyer or even an accountant or even a judge. Yes, I suppose you can do that if you want to, but it's not always necessary. It's just a matter of choosing the right people that you connect with in your circle. And the next thing you can see that you've outgrown this person is when you realize that your conversations have become an effort. Before, you used to communicate about everything, but suddenly a conversation has become an effort. There's nothing to talk about anymore. You're no longer enjoying their company, or you're no longer enjoying his company. In fact, when he opens his mouth, you just think, my goodness, did I even listen to this person speak? You're just picking up so many things that you hate. This is when you'll know that you've outgrown this person. And the next point that you will know that you've outgrown a person is when you're not enjoying spending time with them anymore. You don't enjoy spending time with that person anymore. You need to be open to people, because at the end of the day, you're stressing yourself. Sometimes God removes people in our lives for a reason. Maybe you're depending too much on that person, and God removes them into your life so that you can start depending on Him rather than that person. You're beginning to idolize that person a lot, and God removes them in your life. The people that you used to spend time with, you're no longer even enjoying. There's always an excuse whenever they want to come and see you, or whenever they're planning something, you always got that excuse. Because that group of friends that you always spend time with, you always used to go on holiday with, you're no longer enjoying their company. You're always avoiding them. Sometimes when you want to see that you've outgrown a person is when a communication goes from 100 to 0. There's nothing to talk about. You start avoiding conversations as well. When they call you, you don't even return their calls anymore. Maybe you'll return their calls after days. Before, your partner used to call you all the time to check on you and used to return his calls. And you no longer do that. You've got excuses all the time. You're so busy all the time. 24/7, you're busy. That means you've outgrown that person or those people. If there was intimacy before, there's no longer intimacy. This is the next point. I'm talking about a relationship. There's no longer intimacy. In fact, you feel irritated when they're around you or even when they touch you. You know, when it comes to body language, it does not lie. No matter how hard you try, that other person will see that you're lying. Even if you tell them everything is okay, they will see it. Just like when they see when you're not okay. So don't lie about it. Just tell the person you're no longer interested in them, rather than lying all the time. And the next point is you're stuck with this person that's not growing. This is when you feel unmotivated anymore. There's no challenge. In fact, it's like a brother and sister relationship. Both in a relationship and you're not growing. Both of you are not growing. Nobody is motivating the other. It's the same routine every day. Sometimes you're surrounded by friends that are always thinking of negative things. Their conversations are negative. How are you going to grow around them? Remove yourself from toxic and negative people. At times you'll notice that you've outgrown this person when your spirit is telling you it's time to move on. Listen to your spirit when it's telling you that it's time to move on. Sometimes you may be debating with your thought, and yet it's telling you it's time to move on. You're not going to grow in this space or with these people. God may show you at times that you've outgrown this person, and you still stay. You're still holding on onto this relationship that is not going anywhere. Instead of pulling you down. God is showing you that. So at times, you need to listen to the Holy Spirit. When your spirit is telling you it's time to move on, do so. Because you don't know, but just taking that step of faith, which doors are you going to end up opening? So thank you for watching, and see you on the next video. God bless you.